want you to take a minute and remind yourself who the fuck you are. You're an achiever. You're a visionary. You burn the rule book and you've made your own rules. You are a powerful creator. You're worthy of an overflowing bank account. You deserve more money than you know what to do with. You're also worthy of hot sex and a life that feels like a vacation. You're a fun, bad bitch, and you're capable of having anything you want as quickly as you choose to have it, because you are a topless manifester. Welcome, I'm Cassie McKenzie, and I'm a business coach for lightworkers, coaches, and healers who are here to flip this world fucking upside down. This podcast is for visionaries like you who love to shove your crystals in your bra and laugh your way to the bank. And you're not about to let Mercury retrograde see what's possible or let a full moon take credit for your manifestations, because you have a vision for changing the world, not just inside you, but all around you. And if you're ready to see more clients, money, and freedom manifest into your business and your life at the snap of your finger, then you are in the right place. Let's go topless. Okay, I have such a story for you. This is totally story time. I dislocated my knee a couple years ago at Halloween, dressed as Barbie on roller skates. Thank you, margaritas. But yesterday during healing session, I realized something wild. I've been moving through life just like that knee, from fear, from keeping us safe, instead of moving towards pleasure. And I'm going to share a story today. I really feel inspired to share this story about like a healing meditation that I did during a session with one of my healers yesterday. And it hit me. That I've been leading from this protection energy. And I want to share with you, if you are going through a lot and you feel like you have a lot of responsibilities and pressure in life and everything like that. And if you are trying to get out of that survival mode, then this is for you. I think you're going to really love this episode. So here's the backstory. Y'all, lately I have been getting into like the worst parts of TikTok. I don't know what the fuck I did to my algorithm there, but I am not happy with how it is. It's like all of these doom and gloom, like prepper things and earthquakes, and not earthquakes, but like, like the ice cream things, the doom talk, like that kind of shit. Anyway, like I don't know what I did, but it is really, like, I noticed that it made me get into this fear-based mentality that was not helpful for me, especially as somebody who tends to be in, like, I've literally been working on getting out of like fight or flight. I've been using the breath work, nervous regulation tools, like I've been programmed since a very, very young age about security and safety and what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, like security, survival mode. That's it. I'm like, it's another S word and it's not shit. Okay, so survival mode. From a very young age, I feel like I've been living in survival mode most of my life until about the last year I started working on it. And then, of course, our house got hit by a hurricane. 6 months after, I really started working on getting out of survival mode and really regulating a lot of parts of my nervous system and taking it seriously, and like cortisol and shit like that. But like, then Hurricane Helene hit, and we have been on this, basically like a snowball of shit hitting the fan, month after month after month. And you can listen to the stories about that on some of the previous episodes, but so I don't want to make that about this, but I am going to say that for someone who's probably got like PTSD from that whole situation, and it coming back up on hurricane season and this, that, and the other, and we're deciding where to move and making all these fun exciting plans that should feel fun and exciting. But here's where I noticed that I was unable to tap into the fun and excitement. I was actually going back into this prepper mode of let's just get shit to keep us safe. Let's, build this off-grid property in case shit hits the fan. I need to learn about all this stuff because you never know what could happen. And this is where I caught myself in this doom loop that was blocking the abundance that was right in front of me. And I had a meditation experience yesterday that solidified and opened up a lot. It solidified the theories the reasons behind, like the theories behind what I was going through, but then also really opened up my field of awareness to where I could tap in to more pleasure and peace in the here and now. Because I had been having conversations with my husband about, I was saying to him just about a week and a half ago, I was like, I don't feel like I've been able to relax. Even if I sit down to relax, my mind is racing. I just feel like we haven't felt stable. We've been in this holding pattern and I don't see it ending anytime soon because, we've got to sell our house and we don't know when that's going to happen. Then we've got this trailer where we've got to live in that till we have a house for ourselves. And then outside of that, we've got to figure out where to go. And I was making it so hard and heavy about needing to know all these answers. And what I realized yesterday during this meditation, it was this beautiful meditation that my friend and one of my healers, Vicky Welsh, led me through. And you can go look her up under I believe, The Soul Rich Life. And she led me through this thing to release a lot of shit from my body. And let me tell you, the other day on Saturday, I tweaked my knee. And if you don't know, a couple years ago, I actually, I dislocated my kneecap and broke part of my kneecap, had bruised bones and stuff like that from being Barbie on roller skates. And it was more like tequila Barbie I had made these really good margaritas that I was obsessed with. And I did not fall at all, during the entire Halloween party we were at. I would not once. I fell getting in the car. I lost my balance, hit my foot on the back tire of our car as I put the kids in the car, and it ricocheted off and I had nowhere to go. I couldn't use the front stopper because it couldn't reach. My foot was too close to the tire. So as I went to put the brake on, the brake wouldn't touch the ground, but my back wheels touched the wheel of my car and shot my leg forward, and I basically fell down right there, heard a huge pop. I thought I had tore my ACL, but I found out it was not that, which is great news because that would have been definite surgery. All I ended up doing was the above. Dislocating my knee, having a bruised kneecap, my knee swelled up. It took about 6 to 9 months to really, actually probably 6 months to finally heal. It actually healed in Greece from walking up and down the Acropolis. I swear to God, it's here in flat Florida. We don't have hills. So it wasn't building back some of the muscles that I had before from, hiking and shit like that. But anyway, I'm getting off the point. The point is we were at a friend's house and my daughter and her daughter were playing, and they actually took one of those little beanbag poofy things out from under me, and I was like, hang on, I need to stabilize myself first. And I was trying to put my cup down and then put my arms onto the floor, or my hands on the floor, but they did it first. So I was my leg kind of caught itself and I felt something happen in there, but it felt just odd. It was oh, that's interesting. And then I noticed that there was a little bit of stretchy pain in the back when we were walking out of there. And now, as of yesterday, I had the biggest swollen knee. it looked like I had dislocated my knee again. Like it was that big. And after, let me just say, after the experience with Vicky though, I laid down on the couch. Actually, we went to gymnastics, so I hobbled over to gymnastics, came home, and then I propped my knee up. I iced it twice last night, went to bed, and this morning I woke up and like almost 90% of this swelling was gone. And it feels so good today. I can actually like walk on it without limping and stuff. So great success. Now, what does that have to do with what I'm telling you? Okay, so in this meditation, she was guiding me through because I had a lot of areas of swelling or pain like on my body that I had realized and noticed. And in this one particular part of this meditation, we addressed the issues going on with my knee. And she asked a question that was like somewhere along the lines of like, where, asking my subconscious mind, where have I, or why, basically, why have I been making myself feel not safe? Like, what is the reasoning and like the reason behind why I've been purposefully causing myself to not touch safety? And I was like, holy shit. But the thing that first popped up, I saw these like two little like golden orb kind of things, and they looked like they were playing together in it. In the symbolism, to me, it was like I instantly knew that's my kids. And they're sweet little souls they were playing, right? And the answer came to me of like, I've got the weight of responsibility for them. And somewhere in me was like, somewhere in my subconscious brain was sending the message to, the rest of my brain and the rest of my body that until I have 100% safety, quote unquote safety, which how's that measured? I carry the responsibility of, being a mom. I carry that responsibility for my kids to, create a house that's safe, to create a house that's in a safe place, to be prepared, to be the one to worry. And it's like, holy shit. I had this realization that like, I can tap into, like, I was leading more from fear of what's the worst that can happen and being available for what's the worst that can happen and prepping for that. Like talking about like doom and gloom kind of shit. Like, I need to get us to safety first before something bad happens. And I realized that I was blocking my own abundance. In that moment, I realized I was blocking my own pleasure. And in essence there, by default and, as a result, I was blocking their pleasure too. Because if they couldn't see their mom happy and enjoying life and feeling pleasure even in the uncertain times where everything's not nailed down, like, if I'm waiting till an outside circumstance arranges itself to actually enjoy my life and enjoy what I'm doing and enjoy my time with my kids, which they're not always going to be this young, and I'm not always going to be this young, then if I'm spending all of my mental resources just creating a just good enough, like a good enough situation in life to be safe, then what is that teaching them and what kind of life is that actually giving them? And I know I just did that episode about telling yourself that, the things you're putting out are good enough. Getting started is better than, good enough is better than not doing anything, right? That, don't get it twisted. What I mean here in terms of good enough is like I literally was looking up land, like barren fucking land in northern Arizona that we could build an off-grid property just to have something to go to in case shit hit the fan. And I kept thinking, well, I don't even know if I'm going to like going there. Like, yeah, it'd be great to have all these resources, but what if I don't even like it? You know what I mean? What if I don't even actually like being there? Because that wouldn't be fun. I want greenery. I want a place for the kids to run around and the dogs to run around. I want, them to be, I want to go up there feeling free and that it's my happy place and that I actually love it. And I feel super lucky to, have that sort of thing. And so these were like a lot of the realizations that I had yesterday, just in like a split second. It was like this whole moment must have been about 5 seconds long. And my brain literally worked through, my subconscious worked through all of that and shifted it in my head. And it's very, very interesting to like look at how I feel today versus how I felt yesterday, and to notice where I was putting pressure on certain things that had to happen before I could actually relax and feel good and feel happy, versus, and also what I was reaching for. Like the way when you're leading from fear, the way you reduce your standards is crazy. Now, in an actual shit hits the fan moment, sure, you take, what's in front of you, right? Like you're willing to, I remember standing there in the back of a moving truck, putting shit in the back of a moving truck at like 100 billion degrees. And, people would come by with, sandwiches out of the goodness of their heart. Do you think I sat there and been like, do you have like some, like low fat mayonnaise? Do you have Duke's mayonnaise on this? Because if not, I'm not taking it. No, like we were super happy. We took the fucking sandwiches and it was like the best sandwich ever. I don't even know what it was half the time. It was food and it was there and it was kindness and everything. What I'm talking about here is really those moments where you get a choice in life and you get to choose, do I want to like, what am I reaching for? Right. And then what's the impetus? Like, what is the motivation behind this move that I'm, what is my reasoning for doing this? Because if the reasoning is, well, I better do it out of, XYZ, like I better do it, while I can, you just never know. And then you make yourself like, available for all these shitty moments. Or you say, well, something tells me, my intuition is telling me that I need to prepare and have a place to take my family, up in the mountains if I need to one day. But also, if we're going to live in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's hot as balls, then, there's good parts of living there because you're, 5.5 hours from San Diego where we love, but you can also be up at the, you can be up in the snow in, 2.5 hours, or you can be, you have a pool in your backyard and, no fucking hurricanes, that's for sure. And, there's other like I would love to have like a couple cabins on property that I could invite my family to and have, like a big grassy area, like acres and acres and acres where like literal elk come through, like just make it feel like a farm without actually having to like farm a bunch of shit. Cause I don't know if I'd be that great at that, but like, maybe you don't know, being able to ride ATVs on your property and, have the loudest party you want without bothering your neighbors because they're 10 feet away, and having space for my dogs to run around and play. They just, since we've got our camper, the inspiration initially was, let's just get some land to put the camper on, but now it's turned into, well, maybe we can have a glamp ground, maybe we can actually have it on Airbnb. You never know. Anyway, long story short, I know I need to land the plane here. Long story short, I started to see where I was actually forsaking my own happiness and ignoring my own things that would bring me pleasure, and also just not enjoying, allowing myself to enjoy to the fullest extent certain moments and times, and having this constant concern about what's the next step and focusing so much on the next step and having that laid out, that I was driving myself crazy and causing myself unnecessary stress, pain, and, just overall blocking my own manifestation. So let me know, do you resonate with this? If this, struck something inside you where maybe you're coming to the same realization? Because it was something about seeing those two little, like, beautiful spirits that were playing around and being like, it's because of them. I've told myself the story that I have to maintain responsibility. And in doing that, I'm not allowing myself to, succumb to the pleasure of life, and instead focusing on what could possibly bring me pain and, basically putting a roadblock up for that. And if ever any other fucking thing like that in my life, in all other areas of my life where I've led it that way, it's always ended up like a fucking shit show where I regretted it, in relationships, in homes I've bought, where I've made these decisions based off of scarcity instead of making the decision of, oh my God, this is exactly what I want. This is so great. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. And it feels so aligned, like that kind of thing. And I don't really care when the thing materializes, because I know it is anyway. And I'm just going to enjoy my life to the fullest extent, because at some point I know that the thing that I want to happen is going to happen, and it's going to be so great, and it's going to change my life in different ways. And so, things are going to change for the better, but they're already really, really great right now. So I might as well just enjoy this chapter in my life before, it's time to turn the page and start a new beautiful chapter, or even write a whole new book altogether. So I hope this helped you. And this is such real shit, like seriously, real time, what you're seeing going on real time. And I'm so happy you're here and listening. And if you want to leave a 5-star review and find me on Instagram, then we can keep in touch. I'm going to start posting more on Instagram, I swear to you. It's just been a lot going on. And I think because I've been fucking around, wasting my time being worried about shit, and I'm just going to go on and entertain you, because there's going to be a lot of fucking entertaining shit that's about to happen in our lives here. And I really want you to be a part of it. All right. So it's Cassie McKenzie on Instagram. Go download my freebie. It's in the, when I say freebie, this is like a little mini book that is freaking gold. It will change your business without you even having to spend a penny. And then also you can snag my $7 breath work while you're at it. This one will help you magnetize aligned clients into your sales funnels and all that jazz. And I am so excited for you to go explore that. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. You've been listening to the Topless Manifester. Thanks for push and play today. And if you notice that this episode hit home, then your next step is easy. Go grab my free 72-hour sales reset. It's right down there in the show notes. It's linked right there for you. And if you're ready to feel this shift in your body, then definitely snag my $7 breathwork activation today for magnetizing fuck yes clients to you. And hey, if you're a high-level entrepreneur ready for the VIP treatment, then DM me VIP on Instagram. It's Cassie McKenzie. And until next time, let's go topless.